Okay, hi, my name is Miz Rivka and I'm an art teacher, and I want to teach you lots of different things, but today I want to get you started with making some paper bowls. And I have an example that I just started, and this is just, I didn't want to complete the whole thing yet because I wanted to show you, kind of the steps. And it's very durable and it's made completely with paper. And what you're going to need is newspaper. Make sure to take out any ads. You don't need that. You could use those later on for something else. And you need a dowel. And you need some masking tape. I'm using black right now, but you can use any color. And you're going to need some sort of celluclay. You can get that at any store. And this is actually paper, recycled paper that's mixed with like a starchy kind of glue, and then it creates a hard surface when it's dry. And one of the things I like to do is here, before we started this tape, I put out a bunch of pieces of masking tape, about 1.5 inches to 2 inches long, about the size of my pinky. So if you're a little kid, maybe it's going to be the size of your first finger. Okay, so the first thing is that we have to create with the newspaper the rolls that we're going to make our artwork with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the newspaper and I'm going to fold it. So do you see how that has like a little fold like that? So it makes it much easier if you start with a fold and then you just take and crease it. And it helps if you do it with 2 people, but if you only have yourself like I do today, then you're just going to have to work it out. Usually I think it's easier with 2 people. But you take and you just get it started and you roll it. Once you have it rolled, just take 3 pieces of tape, 1 in the middle, and then 1 on either side. And on the other side. And then just take it off. So there's 1. To make this, it took me 15 of these, so it's going to take you, like a section of newspaper. And I'm going to show you the what I'll do is I'll stop the video in a minute, but I'm going to show you how to get started with the base. You have to decide what shape you want, and I'm going to show you how to develop your shape as it gets higher. But the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take, just like a basket, you're going to make the bottom, and you're going to take it and flip it once, and then grab a piece of tape and tape it. So you got it started. And then you're going to take it and flip it, keep going tightly around the beginning piece, and then once you got about 1 inch, put tape all the way around. And then just keep winding it tightly. And after about 1 inch, you're going to want to tape it. And then just keep winding it. And what we're doing is we're creating a nice solid base for the bottom of your coiled pot. For any of you who've ever played with clay, this would be a slab. But since paper needs to be thicker, you have to make it like these coils. And so every inch or so, I'm just taping it on the top and the bottom, make sure it stays really good. And once I get near the end, I'm going to actually add another roll. And I'll probably add about 3 of these rolls to create a nice base size. Whatever size you want for the base of your pot is how big you're going to make it. And I'm getting to the end here, so I'm going to take it I'm just going to put a piece of tape right at the end, and I've already started, this is one sheet of newspaper, and I've already started a pretty nice beginning. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some more rolls, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how to continue, and then I'm going to show you how to build up. So that's your lesson for right now.
You're ready.
Hi, I'm back again, but I've changed locations, and now I want to show you some items on this countertop. These are the rolls that I made out of, you know, the advertiser newspaper, and it was free of charge. It comes free to the house, and I made like 15 of them, and it took me not very long. And so I'm going to put these aside. And remember, our final product, I just want to bring it out again. It's going to be some sort of a bowl shape or whatever. It could be any shape you want, but you know, just want to give you an idea. I'm going to move this aside. And where's the little piece that I made? Oh, here it is. And so we've gotten this point, and I needed to get more so I can add to this. So what I wanted to do is visually show you what this actually is. And I was washing the dishes, or my friend was washing the dishes, and I saw this basket and it was empty, and I thought, how perfect to show that this is the base, except for it's awfully big. But so we're actually making a base to whatever size we want, and then we're going to create the basket. And I want to show you, I don't know, can you see this on tape? Okay. This is a bowl, and you'll notice that here is the beginning, the bottom, this part. And then as you go up, it kind of goes out. And it goes out, and it goes out, and it goes out. And I just want to show you, once we've created this thing, I want to show you how to make something go in and out. And so I have these props here that I was trying to find something that I could show you on tape to show you exactly what it is. Let's just say that you're adding, I think maybe I should, I'm going to show you now, and then I'll show you when I'm doing it. If you take these two fuzzy pillows and you think of them as one roll of newspaper being attached to another roll, if you want your bowl to go straight up and down, you add them straight up and down. If you want your bowl to go out at an angle, going outwards, then you tape it to the outside. If you want, and then you just keep it taping it to the outside and the outside, and eventually it creates like a curve out. If you want your bowl to go in, let's say you want it to actually go, you know, towards the inside, you do the same thing but on the opposite side. So this would be on one, and you would go on the inside, and it would create an inside sort of movement. So, and I thought this is kind of big, so then I just want you to know that what I'm showing you, if I'm showing you in, you know, real life, those pillows, it's about this big. So those pillows were an enlargement of like that much of the newspaper. So then I also noticed that my paper towels ran out tonight, and I was thinking, well, I could use that with a rolling pin and show you the same idea, outside, top. But the cool thing about the roll is that when you start, this is a really good example, when you start to put your roll together, you kind of flatten it. You're actually flattening the roll, and you know, you really can't see that when I'm using this thin little thing. So as I'm flattening it and going around, it's actually more like this shape when I'm creating it. And that's how come it seems like you can create like a brick pattern. So if it was more flattened, it would be like, this would make it go out, going out, out. And if you wanted to go straight up, you just put it one on top of the other. And if you wanted it to go in, you would go in, in. And whatever shape you decide, those are the only things that you can do to create that shape from going, you know, as you're doing a coil. So hopefully those things kind of were a good illustration. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to attach a coil to a coil so that you know how to get started. And then after that, I'm going to create the base while I'm not on film, so you don't have to get bored and you can get to work. And then I'm going to show you how to start building up your piece. So over here, I've already put out tape, and it's about the size of my pinky, you know, somewhere around, I don't know, like that much. And I'm going to just, where it attaches, I'm just going to tape it together, like that, and then continue with the process of going around and taping every inch. And that's how easy it is. And if you're a little kid, you know, you might get discouraged a little bit because it's a little bit stiff and hard and your fingers are a little bit weaker than, you know, an adult's finger, but don't give up, you know, because you'll develop the skill after, you know, just doing it for maybe a few minutes. You'll start to realize that as you do the pattern over and over again of taping and turning, that actually it becomes almost like mesmerizing, and you start to, you know, don't even know that you're doing it. So as I'm creating this, I'm being very careful, even though I'm talking here with you guys, I'm being very careful to go about 1 inch. Each time I put the tape in, it's about an inch, about a little, you know, like 1 or 2 of my knuckles. If you're a kid, maybe 3. I don't know. I haven't been a kid for a while. Okay, but I'm around them all the time. So as I'm coming around to creating, you know, this, coming around to the last part of the coil, I think I want to, you know, it's getting more and more resistant. It wants to flip out. It's very strong. Paper does whatever it wants. You know, it's going to flip out. So I have to be really diligent about putting the tape not just really wide, because then you won't have a nice sturdy surface. So this is the, oh, you know what I could do is I could just make a miniature, just a little miniature bowl instead of a big old honkin' bowl like that, so that I can show you all the steps and you don't have to, you know, get confused. It'll be really easy and it'll be short and small. So I'm just going to continue. But this time, what I want to do is I want to start having this bowl come out like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting, I'm going to go up like a half an inch, or half of the roll. I'm going to go up on the roll, and I'm going to constantly go up half, 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 like I'm building a brick wall. So I'm going to start by making it go out, but first I have to tape it again. The first part has to be taped. And then you have to kind of make a gradual move, so it's not exactly on, you know, around on the bottom. It's halfway between, it's out on the surface up here, and it's a little bit higher up here. I hope I can show you understand that. And then I'm going to take the tape, I'm going to put it on both sides, and then I'm going to continue up. See how it's a little bit higher? And I'm just going to keep on taping and make sure it's really well taped, because you want, this is your structure. So I'm still going on the outside because I want it to make a flare out. Oops. And oops. And it's good to have as, oops, that piece of tape is a little too short. I'm going to add a little extra there. It's good to have a whole bunch of pieces of tape out and ready to go, as you can see, because you don't want to let go. Ooh, I don't like that. Okay, here we go. And the first one is the hardest. I'm not going to lie to you. The first one is, because you have to have total control. But once you get that first one started, it's a piece of cake. So I'm going to just keep oops, see, that one's a little small. I was a little negligent on how long I was making the pieces. And as you can see, it's already starting to step up. And here's, look at, now it's coming down around again. So it's like 1, 2, now this is the third one, and it's starting to go out. So I'm just going to keep adding around, doing the tape, and then after I finish this roll, I'll come back after a few minutes and I'll show you how far I've gotten, and this is how you start it. And then I'll show you the next step. Okay, get going.